Hey guys, just wanted to quickly add this snippet in before the video actually starts. For some reason, all the like sort of filters or whatnot on my camera were completely messed up when I actually recorded this review, and my face is like glowing white as if I've got some bright light shining on it, but I don't even have any kind of ring lights or anything. I think just like the white balance is all over the place. So just wanted to give you the heads up before it jumps into it. Appreciate you guys for chilling. Peace out. Hey guys, it's Miniman back with another video. This one's going to be slightly different, may even be a little bit sort of awkward at times. I'm not used to doing this kind of thing, but I decided to do a review on the new mouse that I personally bought, the Logitech G305. I purchased it, I watched a lot of reviews, decided to go with it and switch from my G402, obviously a wired mouse, over to this wireless mouse. I didn't want to go spending a lot of money getting like a G Pro wireless and stuff like that. And go spending sort of 120, 130 pounds. So I decided to do some reviews. G305 seemed to be one of the ones that are like sort of top of the list as a comparison. And I just went with it and decided to give it a go. So I paid £42 it was for the G305. Obviously one of the main things a lot of people look for in the mouse community is the weight of the mouse. The mouse sold as it is with a normal battery in it is 99 grams. I decided to do the sort of like the gamer thing, do some more research, and found that if you buy this lithium, batteries and buy this little adapter, which I have here, a little plastic adapter, it's hard to see it on the camera, you can actually get the weight of the mouse down to 87 grams. So that's what I did. Personally, for me, yes, the mouse does feel quite nice and light and so on, but I don't feel like I've got my G402 behind me, and if I move my 402 and I move the 305, to be honest, yeah, it's lighter. Don't get me wrong, it definitely is lighter, and it moves a little bit smoother. That's possibly to do with the skates on the bottom more than anything. But I don't feel like it increased my aim. It's not like making me a much better player having the lighter mouse. Other people might find it differently. Me, I've got quite small hands. So people said like the G305 would be nice, the grip and so on. I just didn't really notice the weight to be that big of a deal for me personally. And like I say, I'm not some kind of mouse specialist in any sort of way. I'm not some FPS like top tier gamer or anything along those lines. I've got other videos. I feel like my aim is fairly decent. Don't get me wrong. I have people in my streams telling me my aim's quite good, but I'm not one of your top two. I'm not Shroud, for instance. I'm not on that level, not by any means. But like I say, the mouse, the weight, I feel didn't make too much of a difference for me. Moving on to the actual sort of feel of it and the materials used, I noticed within the first couple of days of using this mouse, for some reason, the material that it's made of made my hands so sweaty for some reason. I've never had this issue before, but for some reason, when I was using this mouse, my hand just kept getting sweaty. I kept having to wipe my hand. It just felt as if I was like quite clammy on the mouse. Whereas again, with my G402, I've used this mouse ever since I got my PC about 2 years ago, and I've had no issues of that sort before. Feels nice in my hand, really nice like ergonomic shape, the little thumb rest on the side, extra buttons on the sides as well, which we'll move on to in a little bit. Just overall, I feel like my hand doesn't sweat when I use this mouse. That may not be an issue for anybody else. For me personally, the material, it's a lot smoother on the G402, and on the G305 it's quite bumpy. I'm not really sure what the material is specifically, but yeah, caused my hands to sweat. So that was that. Along with sort of like the grip and the feel of stuff, for some reason, obviously it changes your grip due to where the bump is situated on the mouse. Again, like I say, I'm not scientific and I don't know all the certain things. I've only recently found out that there's like claw grip and palm grip and all this kind of stuff. So I'm literally just your kind of standard gamer, guys. I'm trying to do this from like a standard point of view. The bump in the mouses are different. I feel like the 402 definitely feels my palm more. And like I say, I've only got quite small hands. And I just feel this mouse is a lot more comfortable. Whereas with the G305, obviously you have to kind of claw it a little bit more because your palm doesn't fit onto the bump as nicely. So then you're kind of arced up with your fingers. And what I found quite often is I was shooting, like clicking my left mouse button quite often by accident. Whether that's just me and how my hand sits and how my hand rests, but I kept clicking the left mouse button purely by accident, which is obviously an issue. If like, for instance, I play Escape from Tarkov, clicking that button by accident is not good. If you're trying to like kind of sneak around or keep your whereabouts unknown, and then you just randomly fire some bullets, you're not doing yourself any favors whatsoever. So yeah, that was a problem for me. May not be for anybody else. Talking about the buttons, the keybind, the amount of buttons that are on it. Obviously, I knew this before purchasing, but after using the G402 for so long, and then moving to this G305 that has the 2 buttons on the side, and then it has 1 extra button on the top. That is initially, I believe it's your DPI button, but obviously you can change that in the Logitech G Hub to whatever you want. So technically it has 3 buttons that can be programmed. Moving to that from the G402 has been a struggle, especially on a game like Escape from Tarkov. Many other games, it may not be a problem. Escape from Tarkov, when you're trying to switch between different sites, different magnifications on your site, just there's so many different keybinds, like reloading, dropping your bag, all different things like that. I found that having so many extra keybinds on my mouse really helped me and made me a better player. Switching to the G305, I didn't realize how much I was then going to struggle, but I really, really did. So yeah, that was not enough buttons. If that's not an issue for you guys and you're playing other games that maybe doesn't require as many different buttons to be pressed, don't worry about it. That's not something that you guys are going to need to bother about. The actual sensor, obviously with the mouse being wireless, I don't know whether this particular one was faulty. I'm actually returning this. So I'll say that during this review. I'm actually returning it because I think the sensor is faulty. I'm not too sure. But obviously I've got all my DPI set. I've got my sensitivity and game set. And there's plenty of times where I will swipe, but I will do a movement, I will flick, and it will obviously cover a certain distance. I will then do the exact same flick, and it's like my DPI has been whacked up to crazy numbers. Even on my inventory, I'm moving items around in my inventory, and then next minute I'm up and I'm near enough off the monitor and so on. So I don't know if the sensor is faulty. I clean my mouse mat often. There's no hairs stuck in there or anything from my cats or anything along those lines. So I'm not sure whether it's the sensor. I really don't know. May just be this particular one that I've received, hence why I'm going to return it. So yeah, that's all I have to say about the sensor itself. I've never used a wireless mouse before, so this was my first experience, and that's as good as I've got, really. So overall, I feel like the mouse is decent. I feel like maybe if you don't require that many keybinds on your mouse, it may be an okay mouse. For the price, it's fairly decent. I'm not really going to go giving like it's a rating out of a certain number of stars or anything like that, or out of 10. There's other reviews out there that are probably going to be a lot more in-depth and science-based than what I've given. But I wanted to give it from just like a standard gamer's point of view. I only play Escape from Tarkov, so I haven't tested it on like Warzone or Apex or Valorant or anything along those lines. I've only played Escape from Tarkov. And for that game in particular, I feel that this mouse doesn't suit me at all. There is not enough keybinds on it. Sensor in this one, like I say, could be faulty, or it could just be this mouse in general. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's where I've got to with this mouse. It's just not right for me personally. Comparing it with my G402, if I could get this mouse wireless, I would, because it's awesome. And that's why I'm sure you've been able to see it on the camera during the whole review. I have sitting over here